Today we're going to be adding photos to our MAUS 3 comic project. So we're in Photoshop. I can see that yesterday we added dialogue to our panels, and we've only got arty, so let's start adding photos of ourselves. We're going to go to our email. You're going to click on the MAUS 3 project. You're going to find this link at the very top. You're going to click it, and when you open it up, you're going to see this. We can make the files a little bit bigger. I'm going to scroll to the bottom. There's quite a few photos in there. You're going to have fun going through them. So you're going to find an image that you think looks pretty good, and let's see, I like this one right here. So we can do a few things to save these images. Most simply, I think, is simply right click, save image as, and I can see that we're in the folder that we saved our MAUS template in yesterday, and you can rename it. So I'll rename it Drost. I can see it's a JPEG, and that's great. I'm going to click save. So again, we did file, save as, saved it to our folder. Next, we're going to go to Photoshop. Let's go to File and Open. And we always press File and Open to open up this image. Here I see Drost. Let's open it up. Now, this is where the fun starts. You're going to want to find a selection tool. And there are a few, but I'm going to recommend that you use this one. This is called the Quick Selection Tool. It looks like a little match. It might be under the Magic Wand tool, and if it is, you're going to simply right-click and then left-click on Quick Selection Tool. You don't have to do an amazing job, but what I'm doing right now is I'm simply clicking on my image. I'm going to press and hold Alt and then zoom in. And, you know, this isn't spectacular, but it's more than adequate for right now, and this is a pretty quick selection. That's fine. So once we've got a selection, just like when text is highlighted, we're going to press Control-C to copy. I'm going to minimize this window. And you're going to notice that we have windows and windows. So here's Photoshop. No, your images didn't get deleted. It's windows and windows. I'm going to maximize this window, and I'm going to press Control-V. And that looks pretty good. That was actually from an image I had before. I'm going to press Control-C once again. And there we go. So when we're in here right now, what I can do is a few things, but what's really critical is that you get the hang of the layers palette. So I'm going to press F7. And when you press F7, it opens up this window right here. F7 to make it appear and disappear. And you're going to find yourself opening and closing it pretty frequently. So I'm going to scroll down, and I can see quite a few layers. They're called layers in here. So at the very top, I have what's called the panels layer. And this is just the outline of these boxes. And if I click this eye, it makes it disappear. We can see that this is on top. Whatever's on top in the layers palette is on top in our canvas. So I'm going to scroll down, and I see that here's all our text. And what I also notice is that we've got a few different arty layers. Now if I click on the move tools at the very top, I can move anything around. So I can move this image around, I can move this layer of arty around, I can move this layer of arty around. And you're going to find yourself moving and swapping and rearranging. Now to undo an action, what you're going to do is press Control Alt and then Z. So I'm holding down Control and Alt, and then I'm pressing Z, 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 and that's where we were previously. So I'm going to zoom in, and I know that whatever's on top in the layers palette is on top in here. So I can see that I'm on top of this arty layer, but I want to be behind the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag it underneath. And now all of a sudden, I'm right behind it. And let's see, I'm going to put it right here. That looks pretty good. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. I'm going to press Control-T and then click on this little, I call it a paper clip. It maintains the ratio, makes it proportional. And I'm scrolling down a little bit using the mouse wheel. So I'm at 89%. Might even make it a little bit smaller. That's fine for right now. I'm going to press check. Next thing that we can do is use the eraser tool. Here's the eraser. You can press E or click on it, and I'm going to get rid of my legs because I'm not standing at the table. No, I'm sitting. So that looks pretty good. So we've added our first image. I'm going to return to here, and I'm going to show you another way to download images real quick. So here I've got this image, and I like this one quite a bit, but I'm not going to right click and then save image as. Instead, I'm going to download it as a high resolution image. To do that, what I'm going to do is go to Download and then Download Folder. And most often it's going to download to the Downloads folder in your My Documents, which I know is kind of tricky, but for right now, it's going into my personal folder. So I'm going to type in high-res Drost 2. So I'm going to press Save. Go back to Photoshop. I'm going to go to File, Open. Here's high-res Drost 2. And I'm going to use the Quick Selection tool. And you're probably wondering what the difference is. Well, at 100%, it's a much bigger image. So I'm going to do this like so. That looks pretty good. I'm going to press now Control-C to copy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him, I'm actually going to put him right here. Control-V to paste. Oops. Okay. I'm going to minimize this window. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to press Control-T to change the size, and we know that Control-Alt-Z undoes what you previously did. And if you want to simply guess, I'm going to type in 77%. It's a little too big. You're going to find yourself experimenting. Here's 55%. I like that right there. I'm going to press check. I'm going to go back to the eraser tool. Oops. The eraser tool. I'm going to erase out my legs. So, remember F7 opens and closes the layers palette. Remember that we want to press Control-Alt-Z to undo. Remember that we have the Move tool, can move images around. And remember that whatever's on top in the Layers palette is on top in Photoshop.